Hey guys, so today we're making this UV resin kit, and I got this from Sophie and Toffee, and I'll be leaving the links down below, of course. Now this kit comes with a lot of really nice things. Firstly, you get 3 tubes of resin, which is clear, pink and purple, and that's 10 grams each, so you can make extra things afterwards that you finish after you finish the project. And you also get the silicone mold, which is really good because you can use it again and again and again and again in the future. Now, of course, it comes with instructions, but they are in Japanese, but it's all visual, so you don't actually need to read it. So they're not too hard to follow, but obviously I already kind of know what I'm doing, which is why I'm showing you guys how to do it here, in case you get confused, basically. And there are 3 things you can make. You can make a ring, a brooch, a unicorn necklace, and 3 little pendants? Yeah, but it's all very clearly labelled, and the main basis of how these things are made is that it's done by layering the resin with the glitter and everything else, but you will see how I do it. But I also think it's quite good that they include the instructions like so. Oh, and it also includes a giant box, but you'll see that in a sec. And this is the box that it comes with, which I think is really good, and you can see me in my camera. But yeah, I think it's really cute that it comes with a box to store the stuff you make in. It's a really nice box as well, it's not like bad quality. And you get these 3 glitter pots, the star ones, flakes, and just normal glitter. And these are like the little, what you call them? Rhinestones and stuff, and these are findings for the jewellery parts too. And these are extra bits. Yeah! And let's start by making the ring. And these are the things you'll need. Now obviously, because I'm good at open bezel charms, I started with that, and to do an open bezel charm you gotta stick it down on some tape. And make sure it's fully stuck down. And we use only the clear resin for this one, which isn't too difficult. Now if you see my other resin videos, you'll know how to make open bezel charms, but basically this one is also done in layers, but basically you got to ensure that you've pushed all the resin to the edges of the charm so there are no holes or anything, because no one wants holes in their charms, no sir. And throughout this video you'll see me popping my pieces in and out of, well, I'm going to call it the oven, but basically it's just my UV nail box, UV light nail box. Because, like I said, this project uses a lot of layers, like an onion. Okay, not like an onion, but you know what I mean. And you can just use like a toothpick or like a small stick. That's actually an ear pick that I was using as a stick, but let's not ask why I use that. And there's lots of glitter involved in this project. Lots of glitter, and there's no right way to use the amount of glitter you want. You can put more glitter or less glitter if you want, but obviously I like glitter. And apologies in advance when some shots are out of focus. I haven't quite figured out my filming setup yet, nor how to manually focus, but yeah, don't worry, I'll figure it out in the future for when I do more of these tutorials for you guys. And I always like to mix the glitter in, because obviously when you sprinkle it on, you sometimes end up just having a clump in one place, so you don't want that. So I like to mix the glitter in and make sure it's all in, and that's the first layer, baking in the oven. And then you have our final layer going on. And in the final layer I also added the decorational bits which go on top, which are the cute little rhinestones. And okay, one thing I don't like about this resin is how much of the sticky residue you get afterwards. Now obviously you can use some acetone or just like nail polish remover pads to wipe off the residue. I think it's quite a major con in my opinion, so if you guys don't like really sticky resin, this might not be the kind of kit for you, but it's alright. It's just really sticky and it makes your resin kind of foggy if you don't clean it properly. This is what it looks like, and then you gotta manually fix the ring bit on the back. I suppose you could glue it on if you wanted, but since I was using resin already, I was like, I might as well just stick along with the resin, so that's what I did. For convenience, basically, but I think glue might also be gone. And next, we're making the star brooch. Brooch? Is that how you say it? A brooch? And these are the little bits you'll need for it, including the little pin. and you use purple and clear resin. Now you start off with a layer of clear resin, but then the rest of the layers are purple resin. So this one goes into the oven about 3 times. And depending on the strength of your UV light, it may need to be in for longer. I think this was alright after about a minute for each layer, or slightly under. And you gotta be careful about bubbles. Sometimes I tap it to get the bubbles out. And then another thing with the star molds is that you want to make sure to get all the edges. Now this was 1 bake done, so now I'm putting in the layer of the purple and the glitter. So this is my glitter layer. This is with the purple resin, which is super cute. And it's out of focus. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I had so many like glitter bow moments. I know that's an outdated meme, but I don't care. It was fun. There was so much glitter everywhere. If you guys love bathing in glitter, then this is a project for you. Of course, you can put glitter in like any life situation you want, but here we go. And again, I like to mix the resin and push it to the corners as much as I can. Obviously, this isn't the final layer of resin. There is another layer after this, but of course, you want to make sure the glitter is all evenly dispersed. Otherwise, it will look weird and clumpy in some places. And I know it's out of focus. I'm really sorry. And into the oven. Here we go, the final layer. Now it's alright if you go over the edges of the mold a little bit, because you can simply just trim it off afterwards with a pair of scissors. I find nail clippers actually work quite well to clip off excess resin, but that's just something you can do. Now you can see how shiny and how much residue there is. Like, I was seriously icked out by the amount of residue. But if you just have some acetone handy to wipe it off, that should be alright. Although it does, like I said, it does make it a bit foggy if you don't wipe it off enough. And now we're putting the decoration-y bits on top with some more resin. Again, I reckon you could probably use some really clear glue, but that depends on how much you trust the clearness of your glue. So I think resin in this case is easier to work with to fix the other ones. Just be careful to not put too much resin, otherwise you'll end up with like a lump and it'll look a bit weird. But yeah, this is me putting on the rhinestones, which are super pretty. I really enjoyed making this kit. It's quite good. It's fun and it's cute. And who doesn't want that? Oh, and those tweezers I also got from a Sophie and Toffee kit, but you can use any kind of tweezers. It's just like a fine tip tweezer will do, and that's what it looks like. And then obviously we got to stick the pin on the back, and I used that with resin, but like I said, you could probably use glue if you wanted. And now we're making the cool bit, which is the unicorn necklace, and these are the extra little bits which you'll need. Now again, we start off with a layer of clear resin. And this one actually has about four layers, I think, of resin. 4 or 5? No, 4 or 3. Jeez. Well, I mean, there's no limit to how many layers you can make. I guess it all depends on you. So this was after 1 bake, and now I'm adding the pink layer. Now you only add, on the second layer, you only add the pink to like the first third of the unicorn, and then you add purple to the second 2/3. 2/3? You know what I mean. And you gotta be careful and make sure you push the resin into the very bottoms of the feet, otherwise you will end up with bubbles and gaps, and you don't want that. And this is the glitter layer, and who doesn't love the glitter layer? Like I said, this is me pushing it into the gaps because I did actually end up with some gaps in it, but I did fix it up with some clear resin, but obviously that can be avoided as long as you make sure to push all the resin into every gap and make sure there are no major air bubbles. And it's blurry. Maybe I should just put like a blurry disclaimer. I know it's blurry, I'm sorry. Next time I'll be more careful in my filming. And into the oven it goes. And it's time for the final layer. And the final layer, you actually put like half and half purple and pink. I'm not really sure what difference that makes, but I guess that's something you can experiment with the remaining amount of resin if you feel like it. And make sure to fill it all up to the top. Again, don't worry if you go over the edges, because you can clip it off. Now, this also includes an open bezel wing. And of course, it's just done the same way that we did the cross. You stick it down on tape, you fill it in, and then you bake it with the obligatory amount of glitter, because everything needs glitter. It's not a unicorn if it doesn't have glitter. That's a true fact. And again, I just mix it a little bit. This only requires like 1 layer. And I put a little rhinestone in the tip. And looks really pretty. Now, I found it easier to just like kind of wipe the larger pieces while it was still in the mold, because when I took it out, it was like really sticky, and it was so icky and gross, which is just a shame that it's so icky and gross when it comes out and if you don't clean it properly, because the resin looks so pretty, but it's just so icky. Okay, and this is the finished result. As you can see, it's a bit foggy because I hadn't finished cleaning it properly, but this is what it looks like. Now you fix the findings and stuff on the back with extra resin, and you do have to construct the necklace findings yourself, but that isn't too difficult at all. And that's what it looks like. Now finally, we're on to the last part of what this kit tells you how to make, and that is those 3 little pendants, which are the heart and the wing. Now I just did them all at the same time because, you know, it's easier that way. Now, the thing about the findings you get, especially the long ones, you will have to trim them down to size. So you can use scissors, but I recommend like pliers are better. But obviously, if you're a kid, you might want to get an adult to cut that for you, because you don't want to accidentally chop your finger with some pliers. And again, this is done the same way with layers. Generally, the way it seems to be is that the glitter layer is the second layer of resin, and you bake it several times. And now this is the final layer of the resin. And these bits were really cute. And the great thing about this mold is that you can use it with any other resin you have afterwards. Just make sure to give it a wash if it's resin which leaves a lot of residue, but if it doesn't, then it should be okay. And this is what they looked like. Now I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you like making kawaii resin things, or if you want to see me do more tutorials on kits in the future, I will happily do so. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. What was your favourite item that I made today? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with me making stuff. I don't just make stuff, I unbox stuff too. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed!